Hello and welcome to an entirely different sort of video. This is actually something I kind of wanted to put out because I really do enjoy this game. However, for me, for what was advertised with this game, there are some really huge flaws. So, in case you didn't know, this is Genshin Impact, a new title in the Impact series. I believe the previous one was called Honko Impact, done by MiHoYo. And there's been some serious controversy about this game when it was released, simply because it had a kernel level anti-cheat system that never turned off, never stopped working, and even if you uninstalled the game, it was still present, which has apparently all been sorted now. And well, I say apparently, I've not noticed anything. When the game is running, I can see the file upload, it is there. However, when I close the game, then go into the little taskbar in the bottom right and then exit out of it completely, I do notice it disappears. That being said, what is Genshin Impact? It is an ARPG with very much Zelda Breath of the Wild looks, as well as a little bit of gameplay influence. It's got a team setup similar to the early days Final Fantasy sort of role, as well as the fact that it is actually just overtly, obtusely cute, as you could probably see. It is very anime, however it does make up for it in a lot of the gameplay and capabilities. There's also a lot of grind to it, which is what I absolutely love. I'd love a good old bit of the old grind. And overall, the game is performing pretty damn well. Controls are smooth. There are some pretty weird things going on with it though, such as climbing walls. It's the most obnoxious thing I've ever seen, ever. However, before we actually get too far into raving and ranting about this game, there are some things that I want to point out. And hence the title, My Disappointment is Immeasurable and My Day is Ruined. I get these sorts of games because they're multiplayer, because I can play them with my wife. They are very much both the sort of games that I like to play with my wife, as well as solo. So we got this game, figured out you can't actually enter multiplayer until Adventure Rank 16, not to be confused with Character Rank. Your party levels up independently of the characters, as well as your adventurer rank, which is simply done by completing quests, exploring, touching little waypoints, as well as shrines, and just generally finding things. Quests are the better way to go. However, you cannot play in multiplayer until you reach adventurer rank 16. This is actually a pretty hefty slog to get there. Once you sort of complete your first sort of little story, you get to about adventurer rank 10, and after that you need to actively go out and look, as well as complete outstanding quests, world quests, talk to people, see so much more. It really does become a slog just to play with people. As much as I like the grinding so that I can play with my wife seems very bloody stupid. Probably the word or phrasing I am looking for. After you have actually unlocked online play and you can play with other people, obviously it would cut down your party size. When solo you play as 4, when you play as 2 you get 2 each. If you play as 3, the host gets 2, the other 2 players get to pick 1, and obviously if there's all 4 of you, you get 1 each. Now you can chop and change these kind of on the fly. Like right now, not doing anything, I could potentially go into my party list and change my overall party or individual characters, but generally speaking, you're going to want to pick characters that you go for. If there was anything to do in multiplayer, and I'm actually being serious, you can't do quests, you can't activate shrines. I'm not sure about the host, but when I finally got around to joining my wife, I couldn't activate any vendors, couldn't talk to anyone. The only thing I could do was follow her around and teleport to different shrines. That was it. Can't open chests. We did a dungeon. We could go into a dungeon and do that, but that's over in like 30 seconds. Because if you can call it a dungeon, I don't know. You basically walk up a flight of stairs. There's a room there with a activation key. You activate the key, and ta-da, enemies spawn. It will say kill 20 enemies in 2 minutes. That's it. That's your dungeon. Get your rewards. Basically, if you're going to get this game for multiplayer, don't. There is literally nothing to do in the multiplayer aspect of this game, and from looking around on Reddit, so many people are actually complaining about it. I'm still playing it simply because I do enjoy the solo play, but it's just going to be another game that I have that I end up playing solo without friends, and yeah, etc, etc. I was kind of expecting a little bit of a Warframe experience from this due to the way in which it's kind of set up. No individual character creation, but you can sort of get a character and customize them slightly with various builds, weapons and items. So that's kind of what I was expecting, but overall disappointment was had with the multiplayer. Now obviously this is a free to play game, so they must be getting money from somewhere. There's obviously a pay system in there somewhere along the lines of loot boxes. Well, yes, but the way they've actually gone around this is actually quite intriguing. Just by completing random things, you can get things called primogens. You can use these to pay for another item, which you can use to unlock your loot box. However, loot boxes are random. Like, the loot pool in them is completely and utterly random. You can either pay for one random item, which if you're like me, you'll get Shadow Sword or something about 30 times in a row. And yeah, you're disappointed again still, because you know that's just how this sort of stuff works. If you don't have enough primogens, you can pay your real life currency to buy cryogems, which you can then use to buy primogens, which you can then use to buy these. It's called Aquiant Fate or something, and there's another one as well, to effectively use these to unlock loot boxes. So literally everything in the game can be gotten through pure in-game means, through the grind, or you can cheese your way through and buy it. However, by spending money, there is no guarantee you're going to get anything you want, no duplicates, or even anything worthwhile. So the game kind of pushes you to not spend money and more grind. However, there is a lovely little pack at the start. I've forgotten what it's called. For me it's £5 or $4.99. I am UK, so this would be about $7 to $8. I don't know what the exchange rate or how they've done it. And it's basically a 30-day pack, and every day for 30 days it will give you I think it's 90 primogens, which just helps you out. It's a nice little boost, and it's not really that expensive. But overall, I am actually quite enjoying the game. It's something I'm going to be playing to tide me over until other games that I'm actually genuinely, I don't want to say more interested in, because I really am enjoying this overall. But I like multiplayer games, so I'm looking forward to Outriders when that comes out, and that's something both my wife and I have shown interest in. So we'll be covering that. Kronos Before the Ashes is another one to carry on my little Remnant theme, as well as the lovely Biomutant, which I've been waiting on for about 2 years. This is a single player RPG, sadly, but I'm looking forward to doing a playthrough of that and playing as a, I don't know, mutated demon raccoon. But overall, if you haven't got this game and you're unsure about it, or you've heard some bad things, my general go-to answer to this is get it. It's free. Especially if you're on console, because you've literally got zero downside. It's a free game. If you're on PC and that kernel system messes with your PC a little bit, you can always uninstall it, which now does remove the kernel system. However, it's a free-to-play game. You've really got nothing to lose. It's quite cute, which is the only thing that turned me off about it. It is a really, really, really good game. Other than the multiplayer aspect and the reasons you've got to grind, such as for multiplayer, there's not really many downsides or flaws with this game. But yeah, have a look, try it out, and I hope to see you guys pretty damn soon. Have fun, good luck, and don't die. It's bad for the health.